Hey, happy Thursday. It is just a little bit after 1 o'clock and I'm here again to talk to you guys about what's up with my newsletter or what's going on in my coaching. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope that you might have, an idea here that, or maybe I'm going to present something that kind of strikes a nerve with you. So I'm looking to pick a little bit today, and we're going to talk about confidence. We're going to talk about why people have it and why people don't have it and how you can raise yours. So there's a lot of misconceptions about confidence, and one of them is that I have a lot of it because I can get in here and talk to you, and that isn't necessarily always true. I'm comfortable doing this. I like public speaking. It's why I do speaking events. I really like to do that stuff. I'm also incredibly introverted, so those two things can go together. But in terms of confidence, I don't always necessarily feel confident when I pop on here. So I want to talk to you about some of the misconceptions that people have about confidence and talk about how we can start really building your confidence. Okay, so that was the topic of the week that went out Tuesday in my email. And I'm going to offer up a principle that you guys can grab here. It'll be in the comments below this live video once we get finished. So if you miss part of it, or if you just want to have that on hand, then you will be able to grab that. You'll be able to grab that with the link that I'm going to post. So I hope everybody's having a great week so far. It is absolutely gorgeous out today, and I've had a really, really fun week. Before I get started, things are really rolling with the whole idea that, remember I said I had this idea, and if there were enough people interested that I was going to make it a thing, and it's for sure a thing. So I am working through this anxiety course that I'm producing that will be ready to roll this fall, probably really as soon as the kids go back to school, because I want you guys to, hopefully if the kids go back to school, right? So right about the time school starts, about a week later, so that we're not overlapping too much. If school doesn't necessarily start, it's still going to come out then. We'll just make it work. So I'm starting to get the foundation laid out for that, and you guys can check that out. Also, I have another link for that I can pop back on there and let you guys sign up. So what it is, that sign up form that I am going to post for that, it's a waiting list. All right. So it's going to be capped at, it's going to be capped once it's full. So it's not just going to be like everybody can come in, and it's going to be, it's kind of like a, what do I want to call here? Because I just lost my mind. It kind of be grandfathered in. So it would be a beta test group, and it would really be kind of setting the stage for like what the next round of programming looks like, but you would be in kind of like as a founding member. So that would be available as well. If you're interested, if you are a parent of a teenager with anxiety, or if you are actually a teenager with anxiety, that's something I really encourage you to check out, because I'm going to walk you through a lot of the techniques that I use in my coaching in a really short 6-week course. And when I say 6 weeks, I don't mean like hours every day. I mean like really short amount of information with really, really meaty details and lots of action steps that you can take, and a focused like group coaching experience for 6 weeks. So that's really what it's going to be. It's going to be all online, and it's going to be, it's called Dripped, and I'll give you one lesson a week so that you don't feel overwhelmed and so that you can follow through. So enough about that, because today is really about confidence. It's about figuring out how we can raise our confidence. So I'm going to give you some misconceptions, and we're going to go misconception and what's actually happening. So I have my notes on my computer, so if you see me looking at that, I'm scrolling and going back and forth. But let's dive into what that means. So one of the first misconceptions about confidence is that I'm too scared to be confident, or I'm too nervous or fearful to be confident, or I can't be confident because I'm scared. So what I think we need to think about with this is that let's not confuse confidence and bravery. All right. You can be incredibly brave and little teeny bits of confidence. Like, man, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try it anyway. Okay. Because even confident people can be very scared, but it's pushing through that fear to do the thing that you want to do. All right. So your confidence actually grows through action. So if you want to raise your confidence, don't wait to take action until you feel less fearful. All right, because everybody faces fear. I mean, I can promise you that star athletes, major executives, all those people, they get nervous. Picture like a Tony award-winning person on Broadway, okay? They're getting ready to go a new show. It's the first night. They get out on stage. They have to sing some amazing song, like the cast of Hamilton. They're nervous. Like, they're incredibly talented and probably incredibly nervous, okay? But you build your confidence by pushing through that. So that was the first misconception, okay? Being scared doesn't mean that you're not confident, and being confident doesn't mean that you're not scared. Those two things are entirely separate, all right? The second thing, I don't want to be confident because I don't want to be a narcissist. I feel like I could leave that right there, because if you even think that you might be a narcissist if you sound confident, that absolutely tells me that you're not a narcissist, because narcissists don't know that they're narcissists, or they don't really get the idea of their overabundance of confidence or their demeaning ways make them narcissistic, okay? So if you think that you'll sound like a narcissist, you are definitely not a narcissist. All right, so we can scratch that one, just like wipe it off the board, okay? The fact that you think that you would sound like a narcissist immediately disqualifies you from that position. So when somebody compliments you, and our first thing is like, oh, no, not me. If somebody says, I like your hair, you know what I do? Thanks! Not, oh, it's mess, or, you know, I like your shirt. Thanks! I got it at Old Navy. They probably don't even care where I bought it. They're just being nice, okay? If someone tells you you look pretty, if someone tells you you're talented, if someone tells you that you're really, you're really good at something, thank you. Smile. Thank you. Done. Don't disqualify it. And I think we've been taught this from a really young age. Don't brag. Don't brag, okay? So one of the things I talk about in coaching is the difference between bragging and boasting. Bragging means that you acknowledge that you're good at something. You build your confidence. Boasting means that you're putting yourself above other people. Boasting is, blech, it's yuck, right? Bragging isn't. Bragging's like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at that. I do a nice job with it. Admitting that you're good at something is actually a really good job skill. It gets you where you want to go. Now, that doesn't sound like, oh, no, you don't understand that I'm like the best. That's boasting. But bragging's like, yeah, I can totally do that. I'm good at that. Do you hear the difference? Okay. So being confident doesn't make you a narcissist, and bragging is not the problem. It's boasting. All right. So don't be afraid to take a compliment. The third thing, oh, I wasn't born confident. You know, people are just born that way. Okay. There's a genetic component to confidence, but it's like this much as opposed to this much. Okay. A lot of it is developed, and it's not something that you can't change. You can grow your confidence. And when we think about this, think about something that you used to not be good at that you can do now, that you might even feel successful at now. All right. And this is basically any of you who has a job. All right. Previously in your life, you probably didn't know how to do what you know now. You learned how to do that. The same thing is with the same thing happens with confidence. The more you practice it, the more that you put it into action, the more you push through and do the things you want to do, the more confidence you gain. I've gone over this before with my kids in swimming and said, they're like, I can't swim that event. There's no way. I've never done it before. And my answer is like, right? Yeah, you haven't. You've never done it before. But after you finish it, because you're going to do it, then you've done it. And then you know that you can do it. And you've automatically gained your confidence because, oh my God, I did it. It wasn't the fastest. It wasn't the best. It wasn't like even that good, but I did it. And that raises your confidence. So the next time you go in, you have a starting point. I've done this. I wonder if I can do better. And that's how we grow confident. I don't know why I'm going to relate everything back to sports today, because there's so much more to it than sports, obviously. All right. That's the third one. Confidence isn't always genetic. Again, it goes back to taking action. All right. Fourth one. Oh, this is how I build my confidence. I critique myself. I tell myself all the things I'm really, really bad at so that I know how to fix them. I tell myself all the things I'm really bad at and critique myself so I know what I need to do better at. And I'll know how to fix them. The more that you criticize yourself and the more that you talk down to yourself or tell yourself that you're not enough or that you can't do it, the more it becomes your truth. As soon as you speak something, it becomes truth. I am clumsy. I'm not good. I can't fix the engine in my car. Truth. Even if it's not, it becomes your truth. Now, your truth can change if you change what you say to yourself. So if you're telling yourself the best way for me to increase my confidence is to tell myself what a piece of garbage I am, you're going to be a piece of garbage until you stop saying that. So stop. Stop right now. Catch yourself saying those things that you would never say to your friend or to your grandmother or to your mom or your brother or your dad, and quit saying them to yourself. Okay? Again, it doesn't make you a narcissist. It means that you think that you're just a pretty good human, and I hope that we're all shooting for that. I mean, it would be awesome if we could all know that we have value and that we all know that we've got this amazing thing that we're supposed to give to the world, and we have to at least be brave enough to try it, right? Okay, stop talking down to yourself. Your confidence doesn't grow from you beating yourself over the head. All right? The last thing, and this is one that I know lots of people that struggle with this one. I can't do it yet because it's not perfect. Okay, one time, a few years ago, I wrote this blog about why I don't get magazines. Or catalogs or any of that. Part of it is because I'm a tree hugger. The other part of it is because when I see the pictures of the houses, Pinterest holds true for this too. When I see those things and I see how clean they are and how perfectly decorated they are, it makes me crazy because I want it. Because it's perfect. To me, it's perfect. I mean, I know it's staged, so it's not really perfect, but perfection is a myth. So if you're waiting to be perfect before you start, you'll never be any closer to perfect because you haven't done anything to make it better. You have to take action. Perfection is a myth. You have to stop waiting for perfect and start working towards good. And then you have to work towards great. And then you can work towards fantastic. And then you can work towards amazing. And then you can work toward almost perfect. But perfect is never going to happen. I'm sorry, perfectionists, but you're on a treadmill. You're not getting anywhere. And I love you for it. And God bless you. I get it. I want it too. Everybody wants to be perfect at something. Except that is all relative to where you're looking from, isn't it? Because my perfect isn't the same as your perfect. So when I look at those houses in the magazines and I see perfect, somebody else is looking at them from the side when you can see through the other side because it's just a magazine photo shoot. All right? It's a set. It's a prop. It's not real. So if you're waiting to build your confidence, if you're waiting to take the first step because it's just not perfect yet, perfection is a myth. All right? And those are 5 things I wanted to share with you about confidence today, the things that we tell ourselves and the ways that we can beat them to start growing our confidence. And these work for everybody. These work from everybody who's 2 or 3 years old all the way up to somebody who's 99 years old. All right. My board, I always have that little letter board, and a couple of weeks ago, it was about Panic at the Disco. This week it says, I'll show you. Okay. Here it is this week. Actually, my kid yelled at me for changing it. You probably can't read it. It's backwards, right? Take imperfect action. If you don't take action, it's never going to be any closer to perfect, and you're never going to get your confidence up, all right? That's what I have to share with you this week. Be sure to check below in the comments because I'm going to share with you 2 links. One is to grab the PDF of these confidence boosting exercises or ideas, and the other one is if you are interested in being on the waiting list for the fall 2020 cohort, the founding member cohort for my 6-week anxiety course. I'm gonna send out, once you get on the waiting list, I'll send out more information about what it's gonna look like, how you get to be involved in designing it and experiencing it. it's gonna be really, really great and really exciting and super helpful for parents or for teenagers with anxiety. So check both of those things out. Go ahead and get your name on the list. It doesn't sign you up for anything, doesn't cost a penny to get on the list, but it does give you first dibs when registration is gonna open later on in July and August. All right, that's what I've got for you today. I hope you guys are outside enjoying the weather. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I will catch up again with you next Thursday at the same time as of right now. Things shift a lot, don't they? All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon.